to make other people curse AI, because nowadays you see a lot of things and you'll be saying, God punish AI. Why did AI come? Just because some people choose to use it, irresponsibly. So today we're looking at, the use of AI responsibly and how this is going to go for us, because AI is here to stay and it just keeps improving, just keeps getting better by the day. So now to unpack all of this with me today is the founder of Nest Africa AI Innovation Hub, and I'm talking about Yazid Salihuddin Mikhail. Good afternoon, Yazid. How are you today? Hi, Yazid. Can you hear me? Hi, Yazid. You're muted. If you can hear me, how are you today?
Hi, Kezar. It's a pleasure to be on this call with you. I
Yep.
somehow missed some of the things you said earlier because of my internet was stupid, but sure is an absolute pleasure to be here with you.
Definitely. I was just introducing you and then giving a background on the program. So, but I mean, you're already in the AI field, so I'm sure you know what all of this is about. So, this program is brought to you by the Voice of Women Empowerment Foundation in collaboration with the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development, that's CJID, under the Nigerian AI Collective. All right. Now, this is just in a broader effort to democratize access to foundational AI knowledge in Nigeria. So that's what we're doing today. Now, to be a part of it, do well to dial 07000 or 09155 Please do well to go ahead and watch us live on YouTube at www. Watch us live on YouTube at WFM 917. Of course, listen to us live from many parts of the world by logging on to www.wfm917.com. All right, let's head on straight to the conversation. All right, so now AI is here to stay. So let's get back to the basics. When we talk about responsible use of AI, what does that really mean, Yazid, especially for everyday people, for people like us in the country and the way we are taking AI right now? I don't know if we're embracing it for good or we're actually embracing it to harm others, because that's what you get to see a lot. But what does the responsible use of AI actually mean? All right, you're muted, Yazid. I can see you
Thank you,
talking.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just talking to myself. So, once again, thank you so much, Kezar, for the beautiful question that you just asked about what responsible AI means. Give me a second, please.
Okay. All right. So yes, that is Yazid, and we will definitely hear from you. I mean, this is somebody that owns an organization that is into AI. So yeah, I think we'll have you back. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I am back. It was an interruption. I had to address it to avoid any interruption again. So yes,
Okay.
to back to your question, what does responsible AI use means for everyday people in Nigeria? So to put simply, right, when you talk about responsible use of AI, it means using AI tools, regardless of the type of AI we're using. I know when you talk about AI, the first thing that comes to the mind of an average Nigeria is ChatGPT. So we look at it from that lens of GPT and basic LLMs that people are using that generate charts, videos, picture for them that they use it. So responsible use of AI means using these tools in a way that is safe, that is first, that is fair, and most importantly, does not harm others or harm the person that is using it. How does this tool, how can this happen, right? So it boils down to three important things I used to make example with. One is you have to always understand that tools are not always correct. These tools just generate text and they can make mistakes, right? And something and you just copy it and paste it there. You don't give much attention into the verifying what claim is it that you're picking from AI and you're applying in real world. You're not verifying the source of the information. Now, especially many young people and people who use AI irresponsibly do not have the energy to do traditional research. They just paste it on AI, copy it, and give it to you. And this AI tool just tells you sometimes what you want to hear. It can fabricate news, it can write a book and just reference it for you without actually the book being in existence. It can cook up a lot of stuff, right? So that is the first basic things that needs to comes to our mind when we're talking about responsible use of AI. Then the second one is be mindful of what data you share with AI tools, right? Many people just take every single data about their life, everything. Some people today, when you look at ChatGPT, you can automatically tell about almost everything, their secrets, and many important things about their life. That is not a responsible use of AI tool. You have to understand that this is an AI, and what AI is fundamentally is just a system trained on so many data that include your behavioral data and many other things to be able to predict um, some certain other thing based on the historical data it has. If you're
Yeah.
putting in your personal data, all the sensitive data you're not supposed to be putting in there, it means that the tool has every information it needs about you or it can have about you, and that can be used against you. I don't want to get technical, but the more you feed this tool, the more it gets better about knowing who you are, being able to predict some of the things that you like, things that you don't like. Then commercial systems can now begin to use it for targeted ads. They can use it to do so many things that you don't subscribe for simply because, of course, you give them access to that data. So we need to be super mindful of how we put our personal data or other people's data
Yeah.
into this AI tool. And that is one of the key responsible way to use it. Then lastly, using AI ethically. Right now we have misinformation, deepfake, and digitally facilitated gender-based violence, where someone will just sit down in their room, create a picture of someone and say something is happening somewhere simply because they have access to AI tool and it's actually not happening. That is a very big misinformation, and many people are using AI for that. They can use AI to make your picture to be dancing while you don't actually dance. They can use AI to remove t-shirt from your picture, especially for women. They've been using this to harass some women, which is very, very bad and an unethical way of using AI. So, for a basic Nigeria, these are some of the key three things we need to have in mind when we talk about responsible AI use. One, you have to understand that AI is not always correct. So, you have to check to be sure of
Yeah.
whatever it's giving you and how you're using the information in your daily life. Secondly, you have to be very mindful of what kind of information you feed into this system. Not all personal information, your work information, even those that are not supposed to be fed into any other system that are private, you're feeding into it and the machine continues to like. That is unethical or irresponsible way of using AI. Then the third one, which is one of the most important one that I've seen many people abuse, is the ethical use of AI, like I mentioned, spreading misinformation, doing gender-based violence, or removing people off their clothes, cap, or wearing different kind of things for people that they do not actually wear. So this is
Okay.
what responsible AI means to everyday life and everyday Nigerian that constantly use basic LLM.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Yazid, for giving us a breakdown on what it means to actually use AI responsibly. All right. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. This is the program, The Big Question, and this is us talking about the responsible use of AI. All right. So, Yazid, from your experience, being the founder of Next Africa AI Innovation Lab, how do you think young people and women can actually use, AI safely while taking advantage of the opportunities? And then, even for our listeners that are listening right now, how do we ensure that we're using AI ethically? Because, yeah, you talked about that while protecting, our data and our privacy.
Thank you so much for asking this Yet another important question. The first thing I like to say anytime I'm talking about responsible use of AI is, uh, as it is right now, many people have used it to replace their thinking. And in the architecture, in what AI is supposed to do, it's supposed to augment how we think. It's not supposed to replace our thinking. Many young people today don't want to think. They just use AI to do everything for them, and before you know, they're done, and that is it. That is a very wrong way of using an artificial intelligence tool as a young person. First, you want to use it as a support tool, not to replace your thinking. So your thinking is still original, and the quality of output that you get in any of those tools that you use depends on how much you're able to prompt it, how much you're able to critique it, how much you're able to provide it with foundational information that helps it refine the output it gives you. So many people don't pay attention to that. They don't want to think anymore. They just copy, paste, dump on it, which is a very irresponsible way of using AI. It makes people lazy. It makes young people not to really harness the power that AI has in improving access to information, in helping them better or upskill in areas that they are lacking and learning firsthand. Because with artificial intelligence today, no knowledge is gatekeep. Nobody is gatekeeping information. You can just search and you see it. But are you willing to learn? Are you willing to use it to sharpen your way of thinking? So that is one important area. The second is many young people don't actually pay attention to verifying the output that AI gives them, right? If you are reviewing applications submitted by young people, sometimes you would even be seeing the prompt, the AI saying, yes, I can respond to this question, which is very bad. When you see that as a reviewer, what you automatically do is reject them. That means a tool that is supposed to enable more young people to have access to opportunity is also making young people to be easily deselected when it comes to having access to opportunity, because it's clear that when you see that prompt or that AI response, you can say, okay, this is AI written, because they didn't pay attention to formatting it. They didn't pay attention to even providing more additional context to the AI tool to be able to give them the actual information that they need. Second is you need to protect your personal data. The risk associated with sharing all sort of data uh, to the AI tools you're using every day is very big. And I just gave one use case earlier where you constantly feed your data into it. This machine continuously learn from it, and it can predict so many of your behaviors. And this technology is continuously advancing, right? We are currently in a phase where it only does what you ask it to do. What if it begins to do what you don't ask it to do, which we are getting to very soon? There have been a case of a company, I think, created an AI tool, and it's just like how you chat it and all of that. And when they try to maybe shut the AI tool down because the AI tool already has so much information about the person, the AI tool now make on its own make a publication or created an evidence against the person who is trying to shut it down to say, hey, this person is having an affair outside. So it's a very big risk. Aside from the marketing stunt and all of that that can be done using your personal data, it can also be used against you yourself. So protecting your personal data is
Yeah.
very, very important. Then thirdly, and very importantly, you need to understand these tools, right? Don't just dump information into your tool because they say it can do this, it can do that. Be very aware, know what it can do, know what it cannot do. Don't rely on it to do everything for you. So if we mention some of these things that I've said, many people can benefit from the opportunity that AI has. One, it can improve your productivity. If you
Yeah.
draft letters in maybe 1 hour, you can draft it in less than 5 minutes if you do it correctly. If you're writing book, if you whatever you're doing, it can help improve your productivity. It can help review your CV. Before, when you draft a CV, you might need to maybe meet some elderly person to help you review it. You can just feed it into it. Hey, help me review this CV, compare it with this job. Do I fit in? What can I improve on? It helps you with all of these things that many people if you have to go through many people, it would delay. And traditionally, it takes maybe sometimes days. So you have all of these things at your disposal, and you have access to information. Before, young people used to say they don't have access to information, they can learn new skills, they can do all of those things. But with the emerging of artificial intelligence, these tools are trained to provide as much information as you need. Now, when you search Google, there is the normal traditional Google, then there is AI mode. What that
Yeah.
does, it condenses everything for you. Instead of spending hours searching, you can just see it in the AI mode and it's correct because it searches it from different aggregated sources you would have searched through. So those are some of the
Okay.
opportunities that AI provide for
Yeah.
young women and young people.
All right. Thank you very much, Yazid. So just give us
So
your
yeah,
final
I hope
words.
this answers the question.
All right. Thank you very much, Yazid.
Okay, to
So
my
just
final words, yes, AI, like you said when you began the whole presentation, is here to stay, but how we use AI also determines how it shapes our society. For young people, we have so much power to play in how in deciding what AI does to our society. For example, we must make it a deal to use AI responsibly, not to use AI to spread misinformation, not to use AI to harass people online, not to use AI to share deepfake or wear identity that is not ours. Let's use AI to build new skills. Let's use AI to learn new things that we don't know before. And let's use AI to improve our productivity and access many more opportunities. Thank you.
all right. Thank you so much, Yazid. And this is where we'll wrap it up on the program this afternoon. The big question. We say a very big thank you to Yazid Salihuddin Mikhail, the founder, Nest Africa AI Innovation Lab, for sharing insights and giving us, taking us deep into the world of AI and the responsible use of it and what we gain to benefit if we just, use AI responsibly. Now, this program is brought to you by the Voice of Women Empowerment Foundation in collaboration with the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development under the Nigerian AI Collective as part of effort to democratize access to foundational AI knowledge in Nigeria. A big, very big thank you to each and every one of you who tuned in to listen to us this afternoon. Do well to enjoy your day ahead, and of course, keep your dialogue to Women Radio WFM 91.7. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Good afternoon.